Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to another GitHub Actions tutorials. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I would like to really thank each and every one of you for your continued support. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would highly encourage you all to subscribe to my YouTube channel and please look out for my channel for more useful content in DevOps and cloud computing space. Awesome. So we are going to, learn about another real-time use case. So if you look at this diagram, what we are actually going to do is we are going to create a quality gate in SonarQube. We will add some conditions in the quality gate, and we will try to integrate, a quality gate with GitHub Actions, and then we will try to see if those conditions are not met, we can actually force the build to fail. Okay, so that's exactly what we are going to do in this short video. So let's try to understand this use case really better, right? So let's say that you are working with the development team, you are a DevOps engineer, you have configured the SonarQube already, right? So you have already integrated with GitHub Actions. So every time development team commits a code, and then GitHub Actions checks out the code, build the code, and then you're integrating with the SonarQube. Everything is great, right? No problem. But the thing is, developers are not taking any corrective actions in order to fix those defects. The number of defects in SonarQube is keep on like piling up, right? So that kind of makes the dev lead or the project manager is kind of making them really nervous, right? So they come and talk to you, they're asking you, hey, is there anything you can do so that we can make our development team more accountable, right? So in this scenario, what you can actually do is you can create something called a quality gate in SonarQube, and then you can add some conditions in the quality gate. For example, I'm going to show you, but I just wanted to show you what kind of conditions, right? So you can add some conditions, something like, if there are, more than $2, something like that, right? You can add a lot of conditions and whatnot. And then if those conditions are not met, right? And then you can literally force the build to fail. Okay. So in this scenario, right? So you're kind of making developers more accountable, isn't it? So they literally need to make sure that whatever the code changes they are actually doing, they're all bug free, isn't it? So that is exactly what we are trying to achieve in this video, right? So let's try to learn how to create quality gate in SonarQube, and then we will also learn how to add conditions in the SonarQube quality gate, and then we will create CICD pipeline in GitHub Actions, and then we will try to check out the code, build the code using Maven, and then we will automate code scan using SonarQube, and then we will try to execute the quality gate conditions, and then based on the criteria we can literally force the build to pass or fail, right? So if you look at this diagram, so that's pretty much what I have explained to you all. So you have a dev team, they are committing the code into GitHub, and we are going to use GitHub Actions as our CI/CD tool, and then we are going to check out the code, build the code using Maven, and then we would integrate with SonarQube to perform code quality scan. And then we will also do one additional check by integrating quality gate conditions, and then depending on the criteria we can either pass or fail the build. All right, great. So let's get started. So if you look at the prerequisites, guys, we need to have SonarQube up and running. So if you don't know how to set up SonarQube, you can definitely click on this particular link. So, if you see here, I have configured SonarQube using Docker Compose. I also have very good video as well. So feel free to refer that video if you don't know how to set up SonarQube, okay? And then we also needs to have a Java project configured here as well. So I already have a Java project configured here. You see here, right? So of course, right, you can integrate any kind of a project with the SonarQube, right? SonarQube can scan about, I think, as of this time, it can scan about 19 different languages out there. But we are going to use this particular Java project, which I have already configured in GitHub. Okay. And then we also needs to make sure that SonarQube is already integrated with the GitHub Actions. But again, right, if we don't know how to do that, I have separate video So this is the video, right? I mean, the video link is right here in the bottom. Okay, so if you don't know how to integrate SonarQube with GitHub Actions, you can, feel free to, refer this video. All we have to do is, once you configure SonarQube, we just need to create a token in SonarQube, and then we just need to, create our CICD workflow YAML file, and then we just need to refer, we need to add Sonar token and then Sonar host URL as secret, and then that's it, right? So with this piece of code, we would be able to integrate with the SonarQube with the GitHub Actions, right? So I have already done that. Again, you can refer that particular video. So these are the prerequisite. So if you look at my repository here, I have already added the secrets and all. Let me quickly show you. If I go to Actions, if I update the Sonar host URL, I'll quickly show you. I have already created this variable, but I just need to go ahead and then add this URL, right? So let me do that right now so that you all can see here. So that is the SonarQube URL. So you need to add as a secret. Perfect. And then let me also go ahead and then add the Sonar token as well. I have already done that, but I'm going to show you one more time real quick. Let's go to security, and then we just need to create a token. I'm going to say, and then of course, depending on the password policy, what you have in your company, you can select when it needs to expire. All right, so that's the token, right? So let's copy the token and then go ahead and then add the token over here. That's it. Perfect. So very good, right? So we took care of the prerequisite. So awesome, right? So that's it, right? So SonarQube is up and running, and we already have our Java project configured. We also have our secrets created as well. Now it's time to go ahead and then do the implementation. Okay. So the step number one is obviously, right, we need to create a quality gate. Okay. So I have already provided all the steps documented here. So let me do a quick rundown, right? So we need to log into SonarQube. We are going to go ahead and then create a quality gate in SonarQube. And then we are going to add some conditions in the quality gate. And then most importantly, we have to make sure that the quality gate, what we have created, is a default quality gate. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and then create our CICD workflow YAML file in order to implement the whole automation. And then we are going to add task for, checking out the code, building the WAR file using Maven, and then also perform code quality scan with the SonarQube. And then we will add another task for integrating with the quality gate. And then we are going to, force the build to pass or fail. Okay. So that's all we are going to do, right? Great. So let's get started here. So let me log into SonarQube real quick, and I'm going to go to quality gate. So if you actually see here, right, guys, there is already a default quality gate. It is not recommended to use the default quality gate which comes out of SonarQube. It is always recommended to create a custom quality gate. Okay, that's exactly what we are going to do now. So let's click on create, and then let's go ahead and then create a quality gate. I'm going to say my code quality gate. I mean, you can give any meaningful name, but let me kind of give this name, right? Create. Awesome. So now the quality gate got created, and then we are going to add some conditions. Okay. So again, this already has all these conditions, but let me also go ahead and then add few more conditions as well. So click on unlock editing, and then let me add some conditions. Okay. So basically, again, right, these conditions, as a DevOps engineer, you need to collaborate with the development team or dev lead or project manager, and then agree on these conditions, right? And then we also need to communicate these conditions to development team as well, so that they know very clearly that when and all the code would fail, isn't it? Okay. So it is always a good idea to choose where you want to add this condition, right? You want to add the condition overall, or you want to focus on the new code. But I think it is a good idea to go with the overall code. And then let's see here, right? So let's say I want to say bugs. So basically, I don't want to have any bugs in my code, right? So let me select this one. And then let's say if I have more than 2 bugs, then I want the build to fail. Okay, so this is like one condition. So let me also add one more conditions as well. Again, same thing here. Let me just add, again, depending on the conditions, right? So you can also add like number of unit test cases, whether you want to have 100% unit test case pass or fail, whatever it is, right? You can add them, feel free to add them. So let me also add one more conditions here as well. One more condition. So let me just look for issues. Maybe let me just say, let's see, issues. Let's say that if I have more than 2 issues, again, I also want to go ahead and then fail the build. Okay, so I think that is good. And then if you wanted to, let's say you already had some project, you already scanned in SonarQube, so you can choose, right, what kind of project you really wanted to apply this SonarQube Quality Gate. If you don't specify anything, then it would apply those projects automatically, right? So I'm actually go ahead with this. This is actually, I'm fine with that. Okay, so that's it, right? So that's pretty much over there. And then most importantly, we need to change the quality gate as a default quality gate, right? So click on the 3 dots and then you're going to make this as a default. So that's it, right? So that's it over there. So let's go back to the instructions here. So we created a quality gate, we added conditions, and then we also made our quality gate as a default as well. Now all we have to do is go ahead and then create our CICD workflow YAML file. Okay, so this is my code. All right, so this is my code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and then create a CICD workflow YAML file. I hope you're all familiar with GitHub Actions. If you're not familiar, feel free to refer my multiple articles what I have posted in my website. Of course, I also have a bunch of videos in my YouTube channel as well. So you all can feel free to refer this, right? So you see here, I also have some basic information about what is GitHub Actions, how you can create CI/CD pipeline to automate your workflow. So a lot of information I do have in my website. So feel free to refer them. All right, great. So if you see here, so let's go ahead and then get started on creating the workflow YAML file. So I'm going to go ahead and then add a new file, and then let's add it under this folders, right? And then I'm going to call this as sonar scan or sonargate.yaml file. Perfect. And then let's copy and paste the code again. I mean, just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and then copy and paste the code, and nothing fancy about it. I know I have a lot of code, but let's do one thing. At least let me just try to go step by step at least here, right? So let me do one thing. Let me add a code until, let's say, just to build, right? So let me just add the code here. Okay, so there you go. You all see here, right? So just give some name for the workflow, and then my branch name is main. So I want to have that, and then workflow dispatch, right? So basically I should be able to even kickstart the build manually as well. So that's what that means. And then, so this is the jobs, and then the job name, and then the runs on is nothing but where the build is actually going to run. I wanted to use a GitHub hosted agent, which is nothing but the Ubuntu agent. And then this is to check out the code. This is going to set up Java on the build agent, and then this will go ahead and then perform Maven build. Okay, so that's pretty much over there. And then let me add a few more code, right? And then of course we need to perform sonar scan. Okay, so that is the GitHub Actions there, right? Okay, so that is the code for performing sonar scan using GitHub Actions. If you're actually really wondering, hey coach, like if you're wondering how did I get the code, so all you can do is go to the GitHub marketplace, and then you just gonna search here, right? Just search for SonarQube, and then you're going to get the sample code, isn't it? So that's the code for you to perform sonar scan using GitHub Actions. And then similarly, you can also look at this particular action as well. So this talks about how you can perform quality gate check, right? So that's a piece of code. Okay, so very simple. All you have to do is just create these two secrets, sonar token and the sonar host URL, and then boom, you're done, right? Okay, so that is the code for performing sonar scan. Okay, so very good. I think we are good over there. And this is really important, guys. You need to provide the project key. Okay, so don't forget that if you don't provide that, then it would, it would fail the build. It will say that project key is not defined or something like that. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's just at least do this part. Okay, and then let's go ahead and then commit changes. I'm going to say here, integrating with Sonar from GitHub Actions. Okay, and commit changes. I know this is not a full-blown code yet. We have not added the quality gate code yet, but I just wanted to make sure that our build is working fine. So as you can see here, the build is actually running on GitHub hosted agent. But again, if you wanted to use self-hosted agent, if you think that you wanted to use a self-hosted agent, again, you can go to my website. I also have a separate YouTube video / article, which talks about how you can configure self-hosted agent. There you go. You see here, right? So you can also do that as well. Again, that is also pretty straightforward. I don't think that's really complicated. Okay. So as you can see here, our Sonar scan is done. And how do you know that? Let's go to SonarQube, click on projects. There you go. As you can see here, 23 seconds ago, our project got this executed, right? So now you can see that there are some bugs, right? So there are some bugs. That's fine. It's okay. That's not a problem. There are some bugs, but nothing is failing, right? We are not kind of forcing the build to fail or anything like that. So far so good. I know it says fail condition, but so we added some conditions and all. So it's kind of you can see, right? It's kind of failing, but the build is not failing, isn't it? The build is still working. Okay. So now let's go ahead and then add our piece of code, right? So let's go ahead and then add our piece of code. So I'm going to go ahead and then add this piece of code, which is nothing but this one. So if you see here, right? So this is a piece of code what we are really interested in, right? You see here. So add this tag, SonarQube Quality check. Okay. And then we definitely wanted to force the build to fail, right? So this is again really important. And then timeout means how long you want to kind of wait, right? So that's it. So that is that. And then it is also actually a good practice to have some kind of if you want to write something to the console, it is also good practice. I mean, this is not like a mandatory. So let's also go ahead and then add some conditions here. So which will actually show what is the quality gate status, right? So the possible values are either passed or failed or warning or something like that, right? So let's also add this as well, so that we kind of know what is the status of the quality gate. So that's pretty much over there. So as you can see here, right? So we are checking out the code, building the code using Maven, and then performing code quality scan with the SonarQube. And then we have added 2 more tags, right? So one for checking the quality gate, and then another one is for like kind of showing the output of the quality gate, the value. That's it. So that's it over there. Let's go ahead and then commit changes in CICD workflow, commit changes. So obviously, right? So this will go ahead and then trigger the build. So let's find out. As you can see right now, it is in the process of executing quality gate check. The Sonar scan is already done, but it is doing additional, quality gate checks. Let's see. Look at here, guys. So we got the notification saying that quality gate has failed. So let's try to find out, right, what is going on. Let's go into our SonarQube dashboards. So click on this one. Wow, look at here, guys. So it clearly says that due to these conditions, the quality gate failed, isn't it? And you can literally see that, what is actually going on, correct? You all see, right? Okay. So build has failed. And if I can take you back here, look at that. So that's exactly what we really wanted to do, right? because we have added conditions. So we have added a couple of conditions here. So these, even either condition is failing, it's going to go ahead and then fail the build, right? So now let's do one thing. So good. This is what we really wanted. But let's say that, developers are going ahead and then, making the code changes and then in order to fix those issues, right? Let's try to find out what is the issue really, right? Okay. It says that, it needs to have a, head tag or whatever, right? Or title tag. So let's see what is going on. Let me go back to the code. So you can see here. So I know this is a Java project, but I think it is throwing error on our HTML, but it's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and then fix them, right? So let's go ahead and then add this tag real quick. So add this tag as well. And then I also want to go ahead and then add the language as well, right? So that's what it says. Language has to be English. So looks like, these should take care of fixing those defects, right? So let's go ahead and then commit changes. Sonar, commit changes. All right. So let's go to actions. All right. So right now it is in the process of, performing quality gate check. So let's see. Wow. So you can clearly see that the quality gate status is passed. So let's actually go into SonarQube and then find out. Let's go to projects. Wow. Can you all see here? So 38 seconds ago, our code got scanned. So you can see right now, there you go, guys. You all see here, right? The quality gate status is passed. Why? Because, we have fixed all those defects. And you can also see here, right? I mean, like few minutes ago, we had like number of defects and then we fixed them. Now we don't see any defects, right? So yeah, so this is how, guys, this is how you can actually set up quality gate in SonarQube, and then you can integrate with GitHub Actions so that you can literally force the build to pass or fail based on the conditions what we have created. I hope this video was really useful to you all. Please continue watching my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would highly encourage and request you to subscribe to my channel. Please provide your continued support as always. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Appreciate it.